Hey YouTube, this is an unboxing video on the Magene P325 QED power meter. I'm just gonna unbox this package. I ordered these on Aliexpress. So this is really how your package arrives to you. The other side has the shipping label. I'm hiding that for you. Alright, and here is the product. Nicely wrapped. Lead you to the ridge of cycling. Seems like they have some quality control. That's good. At the very least, you'd expect that. This is like saran wrap. Very hard to get off. Alright, here is QED crankset with the P325 dual protocol. I ordered these with a 675, 625. I'll have to look up the number again. Not 700mm cranks, one step below that. Here's the chainring, and here's the power meter. Okay, let's take a look inside. A little foam, a little manual, quick start guide, and another manual. And here's the crankset. So here is the left crank arm. And there you can see that P325 power sensor. It's a nice, very satisfying cling wrap. And here is the right crank arm. So these seem to be, oh, I think I might have that backwards actually. Please read the manual before removing this label. Maybe I should do that. Unpacking the box. Well, it does tell me to take everything out of the box just straight away. And it says that we should have a left power crank, right power crank, charging line, quick start guide, accessory bag. Okay. What I was saying earlier is I actually think I had ordered these backwards. I think this might be the right-hand side power meter. That's correct. You can see the interface for the crank rotor there. Oops, just lost the lock ring. Very nice. This is a nice anodized finish. And here's the length marking, 167.5. I wanted a little shorter than a 170. I wanted to try a shorter crank arm. And here's the profile. You can see that they're offset just a couple degrees. Here's that spindle. Comes with a little bit of grease in the middle. You can see through. Just a couple of flex here, but that's actually not missing anodization. It's just some debris. Lock ring has a nice torque spec on it. Has this nice polished aluminum, maybe anodized, I'm not sure. It looks polished to me, but never know. You can take off this lock ring, and there you can see the three-piece system. Here you can see that both crank arms have this power meter sensor unit on them. Let's go ahead and take this off. Let's go ahead and weigh just the crank arms. So that right crank arm weighs 228 grams. And together with the right crank arm, this unit weighs 532 grams. It's very light. Let's take a look at the chainring. I found my trusty knife here. Cut the tape, open it up, lead you to the ridge of cycling. So this here is a 5236, 12-speed compatible. They claim it is compatible all the way down to 9-speed. Not so sure about that. I'm planning on using these with an 11-speed group set, but good to see that they're thinking about other speeds and 12-speed compatibility. It is the standard now. Has some nice hollowed out design. These are a one-piece chainring set where the outer and inner chainrings are all machined from one solid piece of billet aluminum. It's supposed to be a lot lighter and a lot stiffer. I know that Rotor, which is probably the design that they are highly inspired by, uses a similar approach, and these seem to have some nice machining marks and pins for that chain pickup. I know the previous generation of this crank had people had some complaints about the shifting performance on these front rings. So yeah, just judging by the design of these, I'm pretty hopeful that these are going to be stiff and lightweight and have good shifting performance. Obviously, we won't know until it's actually on the bike, but so far so good. All right, let's weigh this. That is 172 grams. So let's pop this on and let's take a look here. So interesting thing about these Magene power meters is that they do have an alignment notch. You can see here that one of the lobes is missing. And so I think what this means is that they should align just like that. And this is not very much a precision fit. I know that rotor chain rings kind of have a taper to this interface to allow it to be precisely aligned. This seems to be designed just to have a little bit of play in it. Not so sure if that's a good or a bad thing, but it is how it's designed. Here we can slip on that lock ring. This lock ring seems to be compatible with a lot of the, I think these 12-notch systems, or maybe it's a 16-notch system. But yeah, I find this design concerning. This chain ring seems to be entirely secured by this lock ring, and I guess hard to say how good the power transfer reliability of that power transfer will be with all that slop. So let's slip that back on there, and let's try to get a full system weight. So you can just turn this around to get it all to fit on the scale. So this is advertised to be just under 700 grams. I think that's probably for the shortest crank arms. And you can see here that for these 167.5 millimeter crank arms, it comes around to exactly 708 grams. This is quite light for a power meter and crankset system. There are lighter sets out there. There are heavier sets out there. I'd say for the price I paid, it's not too bad. I paid just over $500 for this set. Oops, I seem to have grabbed the wrong end of this box. Tore it open. What's in here? There's the charger. It describes the charging procedure that you should align the crankset with the frame in a certain way, and then attach this USB charging cable to it. So the USB charging cable is a single USB end, and it goes out to a splitter, and that splitter terminates in these two magnet charging interfaces. And oh, I guess they're directional. In this way it repels, and in that direction it attaches right up. So I guess if you align your crank arms correctly, you'll be able to get them both on there and charge it conveniently. These crank arms are supposed to be compatible with the DUB standard, and so here I've bought a full DUB bottom bracket that's supposed to go on the new bike build I'm working on. So let's slip that on there and see if it fits. Obviously it's going to be a bit of a tight fit. I know that these are supposed to fit tight, they're not supposed to just slop on there, but I would judge that with a bit of grease and a bit of force, these are correct. Oh no, clumsy moment there. Yep, slips right on there. And if you put on the other crank arm, there you have it. That's the Magene QED. Obviously, I haven't tightened or torqued any of these components to spec. So if you actually buy one of these yourselves, I encourage you all to actually follow the directions and really assemble it according to the instructions. I'm just putting things together as a mock-up. Don't consider these assembly instructions. Oh, there's a little gasket in there that belongs inside the bottom bracket. All right,